try and move away from the finals, although I guess this is tangentially related from the finals. This question was not a mailbag question. It was sent to me directly via my DMs. Raul Clement asked about basically a 2018 NBA redraft. He said, it's sort of related to my suggestion for a redraft pod above. Where do you have Ayton in a 2018 redraft? I think Luka, Trae, and SGA are the top three. But where does Ayton fall in comparison to MPJ, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Mikal Bridges? The name that I might be most interested in to see like what happens in a 2018 redraft could be Mikal Bridges. I am 100% not going to lie about that, just because that dude's going to get paid, and a good barometer for how much someone was watching the NBA this year might be how well they react to that. But so those names, I think it's Luka still goes one in that scenario. I'm taking Trae over Shai Gilgeous-Alexander though. Still, it's very close. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is third for me. So Raul laid that out perfectly. Luka, Trae, and SGA would round out the top three. It gets interesting here. I think it's Ayton at 4. MPJ has a real case here, but the back issues really worry me. But man, the efficiency on offense, and this dude, you can't like actually defend him. He can shoot over the top of anybody. If he ever gets to a point where he's putting the ball on the floor more and even setting up his teammates, that's probably the next frontier for him. The thing that's made it so difficult for me when I was thinking about this to not take Michael Porter Jr. is he really actually improved on defense this year and did more stuff as a weak side helper being around the rim. I don't think he's ever going to be a lockdown one-on-one defender, but it's a big deal if he's just not a complete zero on defense. I still think we need to see more of a facilitation role from him. And so since Deandre Ayton, I think, can be a good backline defender and be the anchor of a really good defense, yeah, he's still trying to figure out how to vacillate between two different types of modes, I would say, when you're in the half court. There's the, leaving your spot, knowing when to do that, but also knowing when not to leave your man. Those are things that he still needs to figure out. I think it's him, though. After that, I'm going Michael Porter Jr. at 5. Jaren Jackson Jr. is tough. As of right now, I'm taking Mikal Bridges over him. You give me a wing who is all defense caliber, I absolutely think Mikal Bridges should have made all NBA. I'm sorry, all defense this year. You give me the opportunity to put that on a roster. It's more than a 3-and-D wing because he can put the ball on the floor. Like I said before, he has that little bit of a mid-range game. After him, that's when I'd throw Jaren Jackson Jr. in there. There was no one else that I thought of that would really compete for that. Once you get out, maybe a Collin Sexton might be, and we have a question about Collin Sexton, so that might be a good segue. I think he would come next for me, by the way. Collin Sexton is after. At this point, what number are we technically up to? Let me double check here. So we have Luka, we have Trae, we have Shai, we have Ayton, that's 4, MPJ 5, Bridges 6, Jaren Jackson Jr. 7, Collin Sexton 8. I might take Collin Sexton over Jaren Jackson Jr. at this point too. The dude is he's a bucket. And I think he's become underrated as a scorer somehow. People are probably going to be concerned about what he gets in an extension, and I get it if you view him as a point guard, but he's not a point guard. I think his passing has improved, at least when he's on the move. It doesn't feel like he has tunnel vision as much. But if you can get someone who can score at the level that he can, that's a big friggin' deal. I just look at Jaren Jackson Jr.'s potential, floor spacing at his position, still moves really well on defense. It's just complete anarchy where he's still going to foul a ton, and there's sometimes not a rhyme or reason to it. I'll go Sexton at 7, Jaren Jackson Jr. at 8. Hopefully I'm not reading too much into this season where he missed pretty much all of it.